What's happening, everybody? Happy New Year to everyone out there. Happy 2021. 2020 is finally over. Hopefully, all the chaos and craziness that we had in 2020 stays there. We'll see. But I wanted to jump on today, do a quick little live video. It's the first time doing this, so hopefully everything will run smoothly. I'm using some new software while we do this. And I'm going to kind of walk through some different fun things. One of the things that I love to do every year in the beginning of the year is take some time and dive into the 10 most expensive homes that have sold in the past 12-month period here in our market. It's always fun to look at the eye candy, see these beautiful homes, and take some time looking through them. So I figured today I would do this as a live video and kind of walk you all through it. So I'm going to get things started here. And we're also going to talk a little bit about our market for last year and what's going on. So let me first get this running here. Oh, I see some people jumping in there. Hey, Joe. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, Bobby. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk today, like I said, about our current market here in Myrtle Beach. What's happening with it, what's going on, and everything. And no, Bobby, we're not seeing any snow here. It's still in the 40s to 50s. We do have a little bit of rain, but no snow. Very rarely do we see it here. But what I wanted to do today is take some time and kind of first talk about 2020 as a real estate market here in Myrtle Beach and what was going on with it. And to do that, I'm going to actually share my screen here. And let me hit this button here. And there we go. And so I'm going to show you guys, these are some statistics that come in directly from our MLS. And they give us this information so we can kind of keep track of what's happening in our market, what's going on with everything out there. And so, as you know, 2020 was kind of a crazy, wild, weird year with election, pandemic, all kinds of other just wildness happened. There's no other way to put it. And so, you know, January in the first part of the year, for me and my business, was extremely slow. And as the pandemic came in beginning of March, there was a major panic as to what's going to happen in our real estate market here, what's going to happen across the country. Are people going to continue to put information out there and still try to buy a house? Or are people going to retreat, put everything away, and just sit put? You know, and unfortunately, in parts of the country, that's what happened. They were forced to stay inside, forced to stay in their houses. Real estate was not deemed essential. And so what happened is a lot of people said, you know what? It's time for me to leave this area and to head to another part of the country. And so we saw people flooding after March like crazy here to Myrtle Beach. And so before I get into these graphs, let me just go over a couple basic statistics for this year. And so here's some information that came around this year that I thought you all might find interesting. There were, in 2020, 11,584 single-family homes that sold here in our market. They ranged in price from a $5,000 single-family home to $7.5 million. That's quite a range. Condos, there were 6,540 of those that sold, and they ranged in price from $18,000 to $1,480,000. Now, I know some of you that are watching this show today and checking this out own properties or getting ready to buy properties in some of the specific zip codes, and you were wondering, hey, how are those zip codes doing? So I broke down some of the more popular ones here in our area, and I wanted to show that to you. So 29577, 29572, and 29575 are all basically Myrtle Beach inside the city limits zip codes. And as you can see, 2,188 sold in one, 1,246 in another, and 1,349 in the other. When you go then and break it down into some other areas, 29588, that's the southern end of Myrtle Beach, outside city limits, that had an additional 1,700, and North Myrtle Beach had an additional 2,300. 29566, that's Little River up on the northern end of the beach. They had another 1,300. And then 29526, which is Conway, had 1653. 29579, which is Carolina Forest area, right around the 501 corridor of Myrtle Beach, had 2,520. And then last 29576 had 1,667. And that is Murrells Inlet area. So as you can see, it's kind of a somewhat equal distribution of where people are moving to here in our areas. When you look at these 29572, 7577, this also includes in it oceanfront condos in those numbers. So you're going to see obviously a lot more in that area just because all of the high-rise buildings that sit along there. But let's take a minute. We're going to jump over and just to kind of give you guys a little idea of what I'm planning to do today is we're going to go over a little bit of these stats, and then we're going to spend the last half of it doing a little bit of eye candy looking at some of these luxury properties here that have sold in the area. So like I was saying, this is InfoSparks, which is a program available to us as a realtor, and it kind of walks us through some of the different things. And so you can see, first thing we're going to look at is the median sales price here in our area. And if I look at it, this is January 2019. It was $168,500. And you'll see how just since January 2019, it has grown pretty well. So we went up to 175.9 in January 2020. But since the 175.9 of January up until December of this year, we jumped from 195 from 175. We jumped almost $20,000. That is a big increase here in our market. From what it's showing here, 11.4% prices increase. That's pretty big. If we look at new listings that have come, you can kind of see January, here where we had the most inventory in a while was in September of 2019. But then look at this here. Remember how I said once we got to March, April, it kind of broke open? Here was March. We were at 16,000 new listings, and COVID hit. And everybody got a little concerned about putting their property on the market. And so look how our number of new listings dropped. We had a huge dip down. It's slowly coming back around, but it's nowhere near where it used to be. And if you look at it from just overall homes for sale, you can see how from 2019, our inventory is much less than it used to be. It's much, much less. If you look at days on the market or month supply, let's go to month supply. So from what I've always heard is anything less than a 6-month supply of inventory, you're in a seller's market. So we were close to a buyer's market back in July, September, October of 2019. But right now we're down to just over, I should say, 4-month supply. So we're definitely in a seller's market. So if somebody's out there thinking about selling their home, it's a phenomenal time right now. As you saw, average prices are up $20,000. Inventory way, way down. The other thing that's interesting to look at is to look at things like your percentage of list price the homes are selling. So back here in April of 2019, we were at 96%. But now here in December, we're up to 97%. So what does that mean? If you list your house for $100,000, you can expect to get basically at least $97,000 for it right now. So for somebody who's out there thinking and watching this, hey, maybe I can get a good deal down there in Myrtle Beach, there's not many of them out there. You're going to pay close to list price. There are no steals and deals out there right now for sure. You can look at some other things that are interesting. Here's price per square foot. You can see how the average price per square foot back in January 29 was $124. Now it's up to $135. That doesn't seem like a big jump, but you have to take into consideration this is everything within our market that it's showing in this number. It's a huge, huge deal of what's going on there. So these are just some of the things that I wanted to show you guys today. Days on the market, let's look at that. So we were averaging back then in January 2019, 84 days. And it went down a little bit to 83, then back up to 84, then back down to 83, back up to 84. And then as we got into April, May, all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, days on the market jumped. Why did it jump so much as we got to here? Because pandemic hit. People didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they were going to be able to sell. Buyers couldn't get here. What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? And we as agents had to learn an entirely new way of doing our business. We had to learn how to do virtual showings. We had to learn how to take this device, our phone, and go out and do a video conference with you on the phone. And people were buying houses left and right over the phone on a video call because they couldn't get down here. And they knew that if they came to visit, they would then have to go home and quarantine for at least 2 weeks. Or we were considered a hot spot at one point. And so they couldn't come to the area. And so this number jumped up in June, July, and August to 87. But look what happened then as we got to the end of the year. It's dropped down now to the lowest average days on the market that we have had in the last 2 years. What does that mean? Properties are not lasting. You know, when I sit and talk to a buyer on the phone who's thinking about coming to the area, I'm explaining to them all the time, listen, when you get here, be prepared with a checkbook to write an offer that day if you see something you like, because you cannot go home, think about it, talk it over with friends, and decide whether you want to do it or not, because it's more than likely not going to be there. I had a client who they wanted to buy a house in my neighborhood. I live over in Carolina Forest in the farm. And they wanted to think about it overnight. And I told them, you don't want to do that. They said, but we're cash buyers. We'll be fine. They came back the next day, wanted to do a cash offer. They did, wrote it contingent upon them coming to view the home the next day. They lost it because they had 3 other offers come in, one of which was another cash offer, and one was a financing offer that was higher than theirs. But what we were told the reason why, the seller said, is we don't want to waste our time with this that they may not want it. We have another cash offer. It's a little less, but we'll take it. So our market is extremely strong. Homes are not lasting, to say the least. If you want, we can also go in here and we can break things down and look at them by single families versus condos. There's all kinds of different ways to go about looking at this. We can go in, we can look at things like by zip codes. There's all different ways that we could look at this market. And so if you're wanting any of this kind of information for a specific area or for a specific type of property, just reach out to me. My contact information is going to be below in the recordings of this. Or if you're watching live now, just shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to know about, Jeremiah, what's happening in this area here with this market, okay? But as you guys can see, our market here is extremely strong. As I started this stream today saying, the first part of the year, I was panicking. I didn't know what I was going to do. The market was very slow for me. There was more inventory showing up, and I wasn't doing much in sales. And from the basically end of April through the end of the year, I did more business in that 6 to 7 month period of time than I did any of the other 5 years that I've been back in the real estate full time. So has the market been crazy here in Myrtle Beach? Extremely. Are people buying houses? Yes. Are they paying close to list price or more? Yes. Are they buying them sight unseen? Most definitely. In 2020, I think I sold 5 houses sight unseen where the person never even saw it before writing an offer. 2 of those bought the house, closed on the house without even seeing it in person. They came 2 weeks after closing was over. So people are buying. They are buying that way. And so when you hear me or any other agent here in the Myrtle Beach area say, hey, we're looking for inventory, we're looking for properties, that's because there is a ton of people that are out there moving to our area. I saw an article that was posted the other day. My wife actually sent it to me, that South Carolina is the second fastest growing state in the country. It's the second most popular place that consumers are wanting to move to. Why? People are tired of the cold and of the Northeast. They're tired of shoveling snow. My brother's up in Ohio. He had 6 inches of snow the other week. I don't want to deal with that. He came down for Christmas. He's like, oh, this is wonderful. It's in the mid 60s. We were cold. he was in heaven because he had 60-degree weather and he and his boys were running around everywhere in shorts. The other reason people are leaving, they're tired of the high taxes. When you look at our property taxes here in our area, they're a lot less. I have a house that's about a $250,000 house, and my property taxes are going to be under $800 a year. If I had that same house back in Pennsylvania where I grew up, my property taxes would be over $8,000 for that house probably. So those two reasons alone are more than enough to make you want to move to the South and, get rid of those snow shovels, get rid of the snow gear, and come and enjoy it. So, all right, let's check this out. Let me see if people have any questions here. Hey, Malcolm, what's happening? So Malcolm wants to know, what is the average cost of waterfront property? Hey, Rebecca. Hey, what's happening? Rebecca's my sister-in-law. She was the one saying amen to that. She's ready to get out of the snow. So what is the average cost for waterfront property? Good question. So it depends. If you go on the ocean, you're going to need to spend probably at least $1 million or more to get that. You can get on the Intracoastal Waterway for under $1 million. There are some homes in that, and depending on what section of the beach you're in, probably at least you're going to need $550 or up. I did sell a home on the waterway down in the southern end of the beach outside the city limits. It sits on the Intracoastal Waterway this past year. It was a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house, about 2,700 heated square feet with a pool in the backyard, a boat dock. It didn't have the boat dock, had the dock put in that all they had to do was put out the things to connect their boat to it, and they'd be ready to go. And that one sold for right about $720,000. So you can get waterfront property like that fairly affordable. Now, if you want to just have water in your backyard, there are many neighborhoods and developments here that are going to have man-made ponds or lakes in them that are still fairly sizable. Obviously, you can't put a motorboat on it and go out and speed race around, but you could get one of those for probably the low 300s. Or even maybe a little bit less than that. I had a client, they moved down here from the Northeast. They bought a house on the waterway, $350,000, not on the water, on water. Let me say that right. Bought a house on water, and it was $360,000. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,500 heated square feet, brand new in a development. So there are definitely some options that are out there for those types of things. So as I'm going through some of these, what I'm going to do here in a minute is I'm going to go over and I want to show you guys some of these houses that have sold. And as I'm showing them, if you guys have comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below. Would love to have a little conversation as we're going through them. But what I want to do is I want to jump over here to our MLS. And I'm going to show you guys some of these properties. And you don't need to see my face while doing this. So let's go to full screen so that we can make it as big as possible. And so here is the most expensive homes. I basically did an MLS search, homes for sale that sold in 2020 for over $1 million. And so here is the absolute most expensive home. And I was looking at this earlier with a friend, and it is pretty amazing. So this is a house that's down in Georgetown, which is the county south of us. And if somebody ever wants their own custom plantation with everything, this would be it. It's 8 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, and it was 10,000 square feet heated with all of the garages and overhangs and everything, 11,381 total square feet. But you had with this house almost, see right here, this line? Hopefully you guys can read this. Let me make it a little bit larger for you to see. We'll do this, enlarge it up some more. So you can see as we come down right here, number of acres, 998 acres. So almost your own 1,000 acres you had to do whatever you wanted with. But let's take a look at some of the pictures of this house. This one was listed, it was sold before ever listed. Looks like a nice kind of plantation old house. And they don't really have anything showing much else of it other than some gorgeous trees and some of the 1,000 acres that the house had, and it looks like it had a couple other homes that were all on the property. So that's the most expensive home. And this is probably the most expensive home to sell in our market in many, many years. It was listed at 8.9 million and it sold for 7,500,000. This was a unicorn in our area for sure. Yes, that would be an awful lot of mowing. That's my wife commenting. She said, "Well, it'd be a lot of mowing." Yeah, 1,000 acres. Yeah, you'd be mowing forever. But let's check out the next one. So the second house then that I want to look at. Let me see if I can. There, let's have some more of that show. That's even better. All right, so the second house then, the second most expensive, was this home down at 420 Ocean Green Drive in Georgetown. Once again, another house down on the southern end of the beach. It was 8 bedrooms, 10 full baths, and a half bath. So some bedrooms had 2 baths. Okay, in case you decided today I'm going to use the other shower, I guess. But this home, to give you an idea, was 9,123 square feet heated and 10,000 under roof. Huge house again, and it sold back in July for $4.44 million. Okay, and so let's take a look at some of these pictures. Wow, that looks pretty nice. And it looks like it sits on like a marsh that goes out into the beach out through here. That looks pretty nice. Once again, it looks like it has a good amount of land with it. Let's see though if we can find a picture maybe of the inside of it. Oh, wow, that's cool. So you have your own dock right out to the water. Beautiful home. That's a huge chandelier. Wow. Is that kitchen big enough for you all? Pretty. Oh, okay. Looks like, okay, so it looks like these doors here look like they pocket down in so you have it open up. That looks cool. Wow, that's a nice kitchen. If my wife is still watching, I want that stove. But you have then after that gorgeous stove, which probably is a $40,000 stove. Let me go back a minute. Look at it. If I have this $40,000 stove, did you see the microwave? Wah wah. Really? That's a $99 special. It looks like at Walmart. A little disappointing there. But this is a beautiful looking house. So let's go on here back to our list. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I do want to see. Okay, so here's one in Myrtle Beach. Let's look. Oh, I know this house actually fairly well, or I should say this lot. My father and I actually sold 4902 North Ocean Boulevard back in, I want to say it was like 2004, 2003. My father and I worked together, and so we had this house for sale. The house that was there, I think, was completely tore down and rebuilt. So let me see what year it says. Yeah, it was rebuilt in 2014. So they tore down what was on this lot because this is right on the Golden Mile. It built a 7-bedroom, 7.5 bath house. It was listed at $3,449,000, and it sold for just over $3 million. But you're looking at 5,700 heated square feet. But this was built in 2014. So let's take a look at this and see what we think of this house. Very nice looking. Looks like it's more of a raised beach home they put in here. The pictures aren't the greatest. Nice backyard though with a pool. Nice. So it looks okay. So it looks like it has like a jacuzzi tub over here where you have a couple seats and the bench as well. There's a lot of pool in this backyard. They're really proud of it too because they're not showing the inside. They're showing the pool over and over. Show me the inside of the house. There's one of the porches and decks. But take me in the house, please. All right, so when I'm listing a house, one of the things that people want to see are the kitchens, the bathrooms, and the views. So I need to get to that a little bit quicker instead of 30 pictures in to get to the inside of the house. But it looks like they used a lot of natural wood in here and some brick along here. Okay, here's our kitchen. Not a bad looking kitchen. Wow. That island is massive. They have what, one, two, three, four. They have 8 chairs sitting around it, and you could put probably 3 more here. You could probably put 10, 12 chairs around that island. It's that large. Wow. Yes, it's 3 pools that they have going on there in this house. Kind of crazy. Nice fireplace. Where's the bathroom? Let me see the master. I'm not sure what that's a picture of. It looks like maybe cedar wood on the walls. Okay, show me. Yep, they're not going to show us, I guess. Oh well, moving on. So that was a nice one in Myrtle Beach that's sold. Let's see here. There's another one in Myrtle Beach. I like looking at the ones in Myrtle Beach because that's more the area I spend in. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this one. So this one was 8922 North Ocean Boulevard. That's a crazy large island. Yeah, right. Thanksgiving at that house. Yeah, Malcolm, you could bring your whole family, my whole family, and we could bring, our in-laws as well, and all fit around that island. So to give you guys kind of an idea of what the values are like here in Myrtle Beach in comparison to other parts, I mean, it's amazing what these houses will sell for. I know, Malcolm, you're up in Maryland. A house like this one here, it's a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath house on the beach. Okay, 4,800 heated square feet, was built in 2000, so it's about a 20-year-old house now. I'm guessing this house is probably 3 times the cost up in your market. Just to give you an idea, what was the price on this one? Let's see what it's sold for. It listed for $3 million, sold for $2,585,000. What would a house like this cost in your market? If you guys are listening in, leave a comment. Tell me what it would cost in your market to buy a house like this, and we'll start looking at some pictures. That's a lot of curb appeal. Nice. Oh wow, this has like, I bet you, yeah, wow. Look at that staircase. That's real fancy. And the way they curved it for the going downstairs too. That's not cheap to do. Beautiful. Yeah, it definitely is better pictures than on that beach front that we were looking at a little while ago. Nice fireplace, but although it looks like it's a gas or maybe an electric one they have in there. But this house sits directly on the beach. So let's see. Yeah. So look, here's your kitchen and dining room, and you're looking right out onto the sand. That's nice. That's another gourmet kitchen there. With that range is probably another $20,000 or so at least. They have a nice big refrigerator. It looks like over here. That's interesting. So it looks like they have like a little pot warmer over here on this side, in addition to what's over on this side as well. Interesting. Laundry room, half bath. What else do we have? A dining room, bedroom, bathroom. That's a large room right there. But it has to look at the carpet. You can see the line here, which means the carpet would need to be stretched probably to make that go away. Huh, interesting. Let's see what else. Wow, that's a nice closet now. Then they're showing more of the beautiful staircases. Oh, Now that's a cool looking shot. So you can see how it spirals down, come around, spirals down, comes around, spirals down again. That's kind of a cool looking shot. I probably would have started with that one in my pictures. But, I didn't miss this thing, so it's okay. But this is a beautiful, wow, look at that fireplace in your bedroom. That's nice. And a nice tub. My wife's saying, wow, I like those staircases. I like the beachfront. We're not moving anytime soon. So that's a beautiful looking house. Let's look at some other ones here. Well, let's go down to Debadoo. Debadoo's usually got some beautiful stuff. So Debadoo is a beautiful development down on the southern end of the beach, down in Georgetown, just south of Pawleys Island and Litchfield and all that area, which has a lot of high-end properties as well. So this was a 6-bedroom, 7.5 bath house. It was listed for $2.75 with 6,200 heated square feet. And it's sold for $2.5. So about $400,000 off of the price. Oh, and let's see what year it was built. It was built in 1998. So let's look at some pictures of this one. Nice looking house. Got some curb appeal. I like the colors they used. Interesting. Kind of has definitely more of a beach house feel versus a I live here feel. I know if my kids are watching, they saw this and probably went, look at all the shark's teeth. They love to go collect them down at the beach, which if you come to the area and want to learn how to do it, I'll send my boy with Jeremiah will teach you how to collect shark's teeth down on the beach any day of the week. He's good at it. But this is a nice looking house as well. Down in Debadoo, nice looking dining room. There's a bedroom. It's interesting they have the wood paneling like through the whole house. But how would you like to just be able to sit out here and look out on the waves all the time? Yeah, Joe said if that house was in New York on Long Island, you're looking at least 8 to 10 million. I think you're probably looking more like probably 10 to 12, Joe. If not to mention your taxes up there would be more than mortgage payments down here on the house. That's how crazy it is. Oh, Mandy says that house that we were just looking at has been completely remodeled inside. Awesome. I would love to see it sometime. I'll have to check it out. Oh, my daughter likes the stairs as well, I think she said. But yeah, how would you like to be able to just have a house like this and be able to sit out on the water, look out at the waves, and enjoy life? I mean, does it get any better than that? I mean, here's your house, and you walk right out onto your own private area of the beach, not being bothered by anyone. Wouldn't that be fantastic? So anyway, we've taken a little bit of time today. We're about 30 minutes we've been running here. So let's go back here to this a minute. And so I'm taking about 30 minutes today, kind of giving you all a little bit of what's been going on in the market for 2020. And we had a little bit of time looking at some eye candy of some of the more expensive houses to sell in the area and all that. So what does that mean for you? Most people who are watching this stream are not going to be looking for that $3 to $5 million house. You may be thinking, you know what? I'm tired of living up here in the north and dealing with snow. I'm tired of dealing with cold, high taxes, being stuck inside. You know, I was speaking with someone the other day, and I was sharing with him, I was like, just living in the South is better for your health because this time of year in the Northeast, with the weather being as frigid as it is, you can't get outside and enjoy the weather, where down here you can. I had clients that moved here. We closed on Monday from Missouri. They came from Kansas City, and they couldn't believe it when they got here on Sunday. They were at an oceanfront hotel. Like, it was the most amazing thing in the world. Here it is January. It was 70 degrees outside, and we were able to go out to the beach. You can do those types of things here in our area all year round because our weather is so mild. Yeah, you might need to put a coat on at times to go out, but you can still get out and enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the weather, and enjoy all the amazing things in the area. So, take some time and think about it. If you're wanting to move to the area, reach out to me. All my contact information, like I said, it's going to be down below. You can call me at 843-222-9402 or text me, email me. You can go over to my website if you just want to search around. Here's the thing I started to say, and I kind of got a little distracted there. You can buy a house here in our area and not need to spend $1 million. You can buy a house, very nice home in our area, for well under $300,000. If you're looking for a single family home, you can find 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. As I always say, the farther you get away from the deep blue ocean, the more house you're going to get, more land you're going to get for the price most of the time. So if you're looking for something under that $200,000, we can go out to Conway and we can find you those types of properties. But what I can tell you is this: when you come to purchase them, be prepared. Have that pre-approval from a local lender. Have your paperwork in hand ready to go, and be ready to write that off for the day that you see the home, because it will not last till the next day. If you're looking for something a little bit larger or looking for something closer to the beach, you can find those too. You can come into neighborhoods like mine in Carolina Forest, where you can find homes from $250,000 to the $350,000 range. I'm 10 minutes from the beach. I'm 10 minutes to the airport. I'm 5 minutes to grocery and shopping areas and golf and all the other area attractions that you like in the area. So there's definitely tons of options that are out there where you don't have to be in the middle of all the chaos of tourism, but you can get a great home for a great price in great weather with great taxes and not have to deal with any of the crazinesses that you may be dealing with right now. So if you're watching this now or in the future and want to learn more about it, please take some time, reach out to me. I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have. Let me check the comments one last time, and we're going to call this a day, I think. So, yes, even the wettest days in the south is better than most days up in the north between December and March. Very, very true. And this current place is nice. It seems geared to a younger owner, but I like the porch swing on the current property. Yeah, that swing was kind of cool looking too, Joe. That's for sure. But anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed this today. If so, keep an eye out. Tell me that. Shoot me a message. Let me know if you enjoyed it. That way I know to do more of these in the future. If not, I'll just go back to doing the pre-recorded stuff in the future, and we'll go from there. So hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.